Let's worry about credibility, yes, but let's worry more about the conversation. I've talked for long enough. It's time for me to listen. Before editing, this voiceover audio that you're listening to right now had to be recorded, and the footage you're watching had to be acquired from somewhere. Mario Kart, in many ways, is bigger than Mario itself. Nintendo's big problem with developing Mario Odyssey was that they didn't know how to challenge the player on anything other than platforming. Viewers can make a satisfactory dish without the help of Bobby Flay or Emerald, but viewers can't get the motivation and drive that their cooking presentation inherently delivers. It continues to be watched by countless families around the world. To date, it is unequivocally the most well-known and iconic piece of Peanuts media. It's easy to say that kids like kids things, but it'd also be wrong to say that. Ultimately, kids are just as human as anyone else. The plants are all clever spins on real-world vegetation. Both their names and appearances hint at their purpose in a more explicit way than in other tower defense games. It makes one wonder what these tracks would have sounded like if completed, especially since the singles released since Whack World have been hit after hit after hit. We'd all be philosophers prying at the seemingly endless quandaries of the world, instead of clearing that metaphorical line from our brain and moving on with our lives. Before suddenly... We got some milk here, right? And we got some lemons. Because when they say, Matt Leone's dead, you guys.
What else could I possibly want?
There's nothing else you could possibly ever want.
As soon as he sees what I've done, he's going to give me a judo chop.
Ah, good grief.
Review the SpongeBob movie game, the answer's always no!
If nautical nuts would be something you wish. How's my favorite block of Manchego cheese?
You want me to eat this?
That's from How to Cook Everything by Mark Bittman.
So sorry, I cannot put that in my mouth.
Howdy. So, over the past 5 years or so, it's what I'm calling Season 2 of MML's Commentaries. I made a bunch of really cool episodes, videos, whatever we're calling them, about a variety of different topics, and with the release of the Plants vs. Zombies video, and I guess this video more pertinently, I'm calling it like kind of a clean break, and what comes after this will be Season 3. I don't think that means much of anything to anyone except for me, but to me it feels like a big achievement, and so to commemorate that achievement, I like looking back on the season and talking a little bit about what worked, what didn't work, and what I want to see for the future of the show going into Season 3. And maybe this gives you a bit of a sneak peek as to the direction of the show as a whole. The show started back in 2015. The channel has a history before that of unscripted content, mostly Let's Plays, mostly gaming focused. But throughout the course of Season 1, I kind of found an identity of more broad media analysis, talking about anything from games to movies to music to culture at large. The main premise of MML's Commentaries is media analysis videos from my semi-unique perspective, with the goal of making a larger commentary on society through the lens of the media being dissected, which maybe isn't the most unique thing, but it's at least it's my thing. Over the course of Season 2, I think I achieved that with a lot of the things that I made. There are some videos that are a bit shorter that may have been part of collabs that I did, or just this shorter idea that I had that maybe don't fully hit that mark. Something like the Mario Kart video comes to mind. Like, it's a great gaming analysis video, but it doesn't talk about anything other than racing, arcade racing games. And that's fine, it's a good video, but it's maybe not the true essence of what I feel like MML's Commentaries is. Where other videos like the Peanuts video, the Plants vs. Zombies video, the Bon Appetit video do, I think I tend to prefer those videos, the longer ones, even if they take a bit more time to make. I do foresee the channel heading a bit more in that direction. That said, I'm also a fan of not including things just for the sake of including them. So I wouldn't expect the channel to go in the direction of 2-hour, 3-hour, 4-hour pieces. Another thing that I really view as a highlight of the season, even if it's not something that maybe was like an audience highlight of the season, is the video that I made on A Tribe Called Quest's last album. We got it from here. Thank you for your service. I don't know if I'd call it my favorite video of the season. I think it depends on what side of the bed I woke up on for me to say like which of my children metaphorically is my favorite, but it is up there, and I'm really, really proud of it, and it helped me at the time cope with the loss of my mother and grandfather. And so a lot of the things that I've been writing going into season 3 have had a bit more of that personal slant to it, which is something that I'm in favor of, because I think that makes the videos less redundant. I've also found the writing process of focusing on those more personal angles more personally satisfying. If it's more satisfying for me, then that's the right answer, and I hope that that direction for the show is something that y'all will follow. As part of that, there's also going to be a bit of, you know, the graphic rebrand and some of that fun stuff as well, so the channel will get a little bit of a visual refresh going to season 3, which is always exciting. I do also have an interest in making some stuff that like fills the void between those larger releases, which aren't part of like MML's Commentaries, the show, but would still go on the MML's Commentaries channel. Think things like the Bon Appetit follow-up, that, except less depressing. We'll see if those things get made. I'm not planning on having any sort of schedule for when those things happen. It's more of a, I get an idea creatively and this is the best way to do that, then I'll do it. And the bonus of that is it you know, holds the tide over between these longer releases. We live in a world where so many people release so much stuff for other people to watch. Do I really want to contribute to the content mill? Maybe, maybe not. But I'm not planning on making anything that, again, is redundant or not worth making, or not worth... If I don't feel it's worth my time watching, let alone making, then I'm certainly not going to make it and waste your time. And there's also some secret projects that I'm not going to talk about that, you know, are in the works as well on the sidelines. And as those things come out, then, you know, you'll see them. So that's season 2. I'm really proud of, you know, what season 2 is and what era it represents. And similar to the end of season 1, right? It also represents a change in my actual life. And so it's neat how a show that's kind of a form of self-expression sort of evolves as my actual life evolves. The end of season 1 came at a time when I was graduating college and struggling to find my first job. The end of season 2 comes at a time where I'm now like a real deal video professional, and somehow managed to afford a house. I'm getting married at the end of the year, and you know, who knows what'll happen out of season 3? Like, you know, season 3 will be like, there'll be kids running around, and season 4 will be in my midlife crisis. So that's the update. Thank you for watching. Hope the shirt wasn't too distracting. One of the like base principles that like I tell anyone when I'm filming them is don't wear a shirt with a crazy pattern or a tight pattern. And I broke that rule. So hopefully it wasn't too distracting, but either way, we have fun here. Thank you so much for watching. Stick around for what comes next, and that was season 2. I'm the only one clapping. I'm the only one. There's no applause. I'm the only one clapping.